Hi, my name is Jesus Camilla Ruiz, and during this video, I'm going to present my personal philosophy phase. Also, I'm going to give some information of what I learned during the semester, and I'm going to present information about the branch of philosophy that I learned in class. Well, fil- first of all, my personal philosophy. Metaphysics is the branch of philosophy concerned with the nature of existence, being, and the world. For me, the best belief in metaphysics is the one established by the philosopher Aristotle, which refers to the object of first philosophy as the science of the first principles and cause of all that exists, of being in general, of essence, as opposed to other science that study a specific concrete being. Well, in my opinion, I believe there is a God, creator of heaven and earth, and of all living beings, as well as existing materials. For the philosopher Aristotle, there is a function of how the universe works. It is called the unmoved mover, which refers to the first unmoved mover is a metaphysical concept described by Aristotle as the first cause of all motion in the universe, and therefore is not moved by anything. In my opinion, the creation of the universe was created by the Big Bang, uh, that is a explosion that gave birth to what we call the universe, thus creating everything that exists and has existed. Reality independent of us, however, we can change instruct our actions. We can affect it for better or for worse. Concepts have independent reality from the object, as in the example of philosophers. This you can have a concept about what reality is, but you shouldn't be ignorant and stay with that concept because it does not affirm that this is reality. You have to see reality and check what is the truth of things and how they are really are, their shape and how they are physically. These ideas I learned during classes, although I learned more were the ones that most caught my attention because it speaks of how the world is really makes you see things in an impressive way and makes you reflect. I think it's brilliant that these philosophers came to see or discover. Now I'm going to talk about the philosopher ethics and about some information about all the philosophers that I learned during the semester. Well, the philosophers are Aristotle, Kant, Bentham, the Buddha, and Nietzsche. Where these philosophers were great philosophers who thought left a mark in the story of philosophy. They changed the way of seeing the world by sharing their ideas and their points of view. Each one has different ideas. I will stay with the ideas of Kant for me, who is the philosopher that I like the most, probably Germany greatest philosopher of the story. Aristotle ethics is theological, that this is it defines the good with an end. The philosopher defends this idea because he understands that when men acts, it is because they seek to achieve a specific goal, mainly happiness in life. I agree with the ethic because when you do something is to achieve something, that process is achieve a goal you want to accomplish that you want to accomplish. Kant's philosophy changed the way we human beings reflect of ourselves and everything around us. The world, God, law, morality, nature, etc. In other words, particularly everything. Kant managed to strike a certain balance between rationalism and empiricism. I agree, and I like the idea that it does not deny the existence of God or a moral order. Bentham wanted above all to create philosophy that was clarifying and practical, that would deliberate without a height of the laws, human psychology, the values that govern it, or the responsibility of our functions. I like the appeal to people happiness, but I do not agree that every action that makes us happy is a right action. The Buddhist ethical precept exists not of imposition but is guideless for practice. Their importance is fundamental, but at the same time they must be subject to personal inquiry. I like the Buddha talk very much because it leaves you a teaching. It speaks to you about the peace and gift of lessons. I agree with the Buddha. Nietzsche, Nietzsche argued that every human act or project is motivated by the will of to power. I don't like that he criticized religion, and for me, it is a bit of selfish. In conclusion, each philosopher contribute something different. Each one had different ideas, and each one support different things. But in the end, they are called good. They all lift attention. For me, the best ones are Kant and the Buddha. I think they make more sense than the others and live better idea of life. Finally, I'm going to explain the fourth branch of philosophy that we learned during the semester. There are metaphysics, ethics, epistemology, and aesthetics. I already explained the metaphysics, so I'm going to explain all the rest. Ethics is the discipline concerned with what is morally good and bad, and morally right and wrong. Then, the epistemology is the philosophical study of nature, origin, and limits of human knowledge. And finally, aesthetics. Aesthetics is a branch of philosophy that is concerned with two general domains: the philosophy of art and what may be considered the philosophy of aesthetics experience, especially the experience of beauty and ugliness.